What is up, everybody? Welcome to Off the Grid, a Power Rangers podcast. We are back to action. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and this is the show where we talk all things Power Rangers, whether that be the TV shows, the movies, the comics, the toys, anything having to do with Power Rangers. We are talking it. And today is going to be a little bit of a different episode. Lately, I've been doing a lot of editorial stuff like rankings and talking about some of my favorite characters and not weapons, but Zords, things like that. But today we kind of have a newsy show, which I actually love talking news about my favorite content and stuff like that. I really love Power Rangers news, just discussing it on a podcast. That's what one of the things I do this show for, but there hasn't been a lot of stuff going on necessarily. So we do have some stuff to get to, and a lot of these stories, they're not brand new, but they're things that have been going on in like the past month or two regarding Power Rangers, and they're things that I do want to talk about. Main thing is based on the new HBO creator joining through Hasbro, through another company that they purchased, whether or not we could see some type of Mighty Morphin adaptation, a high quality adult-esque version of Mighty Morphin in live action, or maybe in a more mature animated Power Rangers series, which is something that we've never had. So I want to talk about that in a little bit, but first and foremost, just want to say I hope everybody is doing okay. There's a lot of things going on in the world, and I know the power will protect us, and I hope that we can get through, and I hope everybody's safe, healthy, and being smart. Also, real quick, so the comics were on hiatus for a while, but then they came back with Mighty Go-Go Power Rangers number 31. I did review that a couple weeks ago, so you can go check that out on the YouTube channel. So next week we have Power Rangers Ninja Turtles number 5. I believe this is the end of the run. It's coming out on June 17th, so I will review that next week. And then the following week, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 50 comes out on June 24th, so I will review that as well. And also, real quick, if you like this show, if you like Power Rangers, you can go and check out tpublic.com and get some off-the-grid gear. You can get t-shirts, sweaters, mugs, pillows, bags, whatever you want to get for Off the Grid. That would be awesome if you go to if you go to tpublic.com/user/apocalypse-movies. You can go there. You can go to the search bar and type in Apocalypse, APOCAFLIX in the search bar, and you can find the Off the Grid shirts because they are associated with my movie YouTube channel that I run with a couple buddies of mine. All of our gear is under there. I will also leave the link in this description if you want to go pick up some Off the Grid gear as well. So let's get into it. So basically, the reason why I want to talk about a possible live action or animated Mighty Morphin show, or just a Power Rangers show in general, it doesn't have to be Mighty Morphin necessarily, is because, so basically Hasbro bought this company called E1, Entertainment One, and they're a production company that has, they produce The Rookie, that Nathan Fillion show that's on right now. They produced a show called Deputy on Fox. They produced Sharp Objects on HBO, and the thriller, there's a thriller Run from the Fleabag creator that they produced. So they're doing some good stuff. And basically what happened was Hasbro bought that company, and now a previous HBO president of programming, his name is Michael Lombardo, and this story is from, I got some of this from Variety, which they kind of talked about this HBO creator. They broke the news, and then I got some of the report from Deadline as well. But Michael Lombardo, who was head of HBO for 8 years, and he greenlit things like Game of Thrones, and was behind some of their very most recent successful stuff, he is going to come over as an consultant for E1 and Hasbro, and they're saying a plan for him to become the head of television, which hypothetically, because this E1 company, they also produce kids shows. So hypothetically, this guy, Michael Lombardo, could go become head of television. They could put the Power Rangers, Transformers, Dungeons and Dragons properties under this E1, the television production part under E1. Now look, whenever we talk about the possibility of a Power Rangers TV show, there's a few things we got to think about. One thing is they've been doing the show nonstop since Mighty Morphin first aired. They've been producing seasons. They've jumped around to different companies, but Power Rangers shows have been on forever since they started. And they're made a certain way. They're made with the Super Sentai footage. They're adapted and edited to with American actors in the storylines and all that stuff. Not just American actors, but you know what I mean. And they produce the shows that way. And when I say that this guy's going to do a live action TV show, possibly, and this is all hypothetical, we don't even know for sure if he will become the head of television for E1, or if E1 is even going to be behind any Power Rangers properties or anything like that. We don't know that. But this is what we do on these type of shows. We speculate. This is a speculation. Now, if we're saying possibly that he's going to be the head of television and they put Power Rangers under this, I'm not saying they're going to stop making the shows the way they have been. We have Beast Morphers on right now. The next one is Dino Fury, so which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Not much to say about it, but we will talk about Dino Fury here in a little bit. But my point is that we could still have those Power Ranger shows the way they do them, running on Nickelodeon or whatever kid network they're going to be on. Those can run still, and you could create new ones and continue with that. I don't think that's ever going to stop. That's what Power Rangers is. But I think they could make a high quality, very it's not going to be, they're not going to spend as much money, or it's not going to be as popular. It never will be. But something like a Game of Thrones or the Mandalorian style budget, where maybe they spend, look, those shows would spend like $10 million an episode at least. But I'm saying maybe they spend $5 million each episode to create, maybe they do an 8 or 10 episode series of Mighty Morphin on a streaming service. I don't know, does Paramount, because Paramount is the company that that Hasbro works with. So I don't know, I'm looking it up. Does Paramount have a streaming service? Okay, so they're coming out with, so Paramount, I guess, is CBS. Okay, so they have CBS All Access right now. They could do something on that. Or they could do their CBS, I guess they're coming out with a new streaming service called Viacom CBS, and it's going to include Paramount in there. So I don't know if Paramount owns CBS or it's not, but it's saying that this Viacom CBS to launch new streaming service blending CBS All Access with Paramount Films Viacom channels. So if Paramount is going to do a show, it would end up on that service probably. So let's say this service starts creating original content like HBO, Netflix, Prime Video, what have you. And they put a Transformers show on there. They put a Dungeons and Dragons show on there, possibly. But they could put a Power Rangers show on there. And look, people might say, why do we need a high-budget Power Rangers show? Because, look, they tried with the movies. And I'm not saying they shouldn't try again. They're working on that one movie. They could do that too. But I think for sure, if Power Rangers doesn't work again on the big screen, you got to think about something legit, high quality, mature on the TV screen, streaming services. So I think what they could possibly do is can you imagine, like, let's say hypothetically you take that cast from 2017. This is not going to happen at all, but I'm just saying, think about, this is a way to envision it and have it be kind of tangible. So just imagine that cast and they told that story on a TV show over time. That would have been great. So they could do something like that in the future. And look, I'm telling you, this has to happen. Whatever they do, whether it's live action television show, whether it's movie universe, whether it's animated, they have to go to Shattered Grid. Shattered Grid and Lord Draken are the best thing to happen to Power Rangers in a long, long time, and they have to go down that route. So, I've been talking about a live action TV show, and I'll continue with that, but we will talk about an possible animated show in a second. So, let's say they do a live action TV show. Whatever you do, start it and plant the seeds for a Shattered Grid. You don't have to jump right off the bat with Shattered Grid, but plant the seeds for it. I think whatever they do, I think you skip the origins. You could tell the origin in flashbacks or something like that, but skip the origin. Start it. They're already the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I think whatever they do, start with the Green with Evil storyline, because this starts with Tommy as the evil Green Ranger. And then whatever you do, you kind of you tease the Shattered Grid storyline, maybe a post-credit scene at the end of the series or something like that, where you show older Tommy from an alternate universe watching these Power Rangers, and he sees that event, that Tommy in, let's call what's really going on with the Power Rangers, like non-Draken universe, Earth 1. I think they actually have a name for it in the comics, but I can't remember that off the top of my head. So the Earth 1 Rangers, Draken sees them defeat Tommy as the Green Ranger and sees Tommy become good, who is another version of himself, and that's what kind of sparks pushes forward his mission to go and kill all the Tommies and all the good Tommies and all the alternate universes, and take all the power from all the other Power Ranger teams. So then, if you have the Green with Evil storyline, you can mirror that and say, look, this Tommy was evil and now he's good, but this Draken character is the worst of the worst Tommy. What would have happened if you kept going down that evil route? And then you bring it all together, and you could do so many cool things. You adapt the comic line. You can have Jen from Time Force come in somewhere. You can do so many cool things with it. So I just think there's so much potential there, and that would work so well in a live action television series. You do an 8 to 10 episode series, starting that, and then with this, look, you don't have to worry about box office performance with this. You do need views, but my point is, you do this, most of casual movie going fans are not going to pay money to go see a Power Rangers movie. It's not like a property that they're dying to see, and as much as that hurts to say, it's the truth. So if you put a television show and you market it well, and you say, like, look, kids can watch this, but it's very mature and adult, and not adult, but it's very mature, and adults will enjoy it, and you make it, and it gets word of mouth, and it's just badass and so cool, then you have momentum, you have word of mouth, and then you can keep making a season 2, and it's just a part of your streaming service. So much potential. Now, another possibility, which I was reading the report on comicbook.com, and they were talking about how they're the ones who mentioned that this could possibly lead to Michael Lombardo working on Power Rangers, Transformers, and Dungeons and Dragons, G.I. Joe stuff in television form, because he's had so much success with television, and he worked for HBO, which is a very mature network, and all of their stuff is geared towards adults. So you're not bringing on this guy to do a kids show necessarily. So let's say they decide to produce a Mighty Morphin animated series on Netflix or on this CBS service. You could do something really cool with that. Something that's kid friendly. It's not going to cost as much as a live action show would. And you do the same thing. You start with the evil. You could maybe even tell the origin in an animated show. But you start with the Green with Evil storyline. You do the same thing. It's so much easier to do the Shattered Grid and animated. I would want live action. But if they did Shattered Grid on animated, I wouldn't be mad at that. And then they could do, if that's successful and popular, they could do Shattered Grid in live action later in a movie or another TV series. So I just think this is cool. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with the Power Rangers property outside of the regular TV show and the comics, but I think it's a good thing that's in Hasbro's hands. They're going to do something with it. They bought the property for a reason. If it was still sitting silent in Saban's hands, look, I'll be forever grateful to Saban for bringing the Power Rangers to life, but I'm glad he's not in charge of it. Kind of like I'm glad George Lucas is not in charge of Star Wars, and I'll always like treasure George Lucas for what he did, but I'm glad he's not in charge of it anymore. And same with Saban. That I feel like it needs just fresh blood into this whole thing. So I like this news. I think this is awesome because if they said they were getting a producer, let's just say a Nickelodeon producer or a Disney Channel producer to come on, then we'd know, okay, if they are working on stuff, it's kid stuff. But with this guy coming from HBO, I think the possibility for a live action television series or a really cool animated series, something like that's PG-13 and animated. And something, look at what they do with like Avatar The Last Airbender, right? That show is beloved. And I would say that's probably PG for TV, maybe a little bit over the edge to PG-13. But if you do something like that with the mythology of Power Rangers and everything, and what you can do with the space stuff and animated would be so cool. I would love to see that. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is good news? Do you think this will even lead to that? We're kind of jumping ahead of ourselves, assuming that this guy's going to work on Power Rangers stuff, but it is definitely a possibility, and he's not going to be working on it. He would put it together and greenlight it and all that stuff, but he wouldn't necessarily be the showrunner or anything like that. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is possible? Would you want to see a live action or animated series? Let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts and discuss it with you guys. A couple more things I want to talk about, and something's pretty cool. So about a month ago, they announced that they're going to be doing new Lightning Collection figures and more. So we just had the release of the Ranger Slayer and the Time Force Red Ranger and a couple other things, which I actually have my Ranger Slayer. I talked about it last week. And we have the Rita and Zed 2-pack coming. But they have some new stuff coming out that it comes out in September. And they are the Putty. So we'll go one by one here. There's a Putty 2-pack, if you see here, which is awesome. Because, like, if you just want to have your Power Ranger toys and just, like, if you're a kid and you love Mighty Morphin and you want to play with everything and have your Power Rangers, your villains, now you have a Zed figure, a Rita figure, a Goldar figure, you have the Putties, and you could just set up your whole little world here. So I like that. I don't know if I'm going to buy some Putties, because I buy these and I keep them in the box. So I don't know if I'm going to buy some Putties, but maybe I will just for fun, because that would be pretty cool. And talking about, like, having the whole setup and just being able to play with the whole world, if you're a kid and you have the toys, look at this. So they have an Alpha and a Zordon figure, which I don't love the look of Zordon in this, but what can you do? It's like a Han and Carbonite type thing as far as a toy art collector figure goes. It just sits there. You can't really do much with it, but it's still really cool. You see the box here. So I'm definitely going to get this. I have to get. It's Alpha and Zordon. I'm for sure getting that. Something else coming out is they're releasing Lightning Collection Morphers. So it's just the one morpher where you can change the coin. I really want one of these. I'm actually going to open this if I get one. Like, I'm seriously going to open this because I want the little thing in my hand. And I always thought, like, let's say you just wanted to mess around and do, like, a fun fan film and just... and you could use these as their morphers and things like that. So I'm definitely getting one of these, and I'm getting the Alpha figure. One thing I'll probably get as well is the green Psycho Ranger. Now, this is really cool because the Psycho Rangers, I believe they premiered in Power Rangers in Space, and they were in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy as well, but there was never a green one. I don't believe there was a green one in the show. The green one premiered in the comics, and he was in that flashback scene where Grace was the Red Ranger and they went to the moon and 3 of them got killed, and then they had to come back down and it was just Grace and one other guy. And she stole the green dagger from him in order to build Promethea. So this is really cool. I love how they're doing comic stuff. Like they did the Draken figure, they did the Ranger Slayer figure, and they're doing this green Ranger figure. So I would love to see more Lightning Collection stuff from the comics as well. So yeah, this is exciting, man. Like I want all of these. Trust me, I would get this. I just don't know how much the putty figures are going to be because it's a 2-pack. If it's more than $25, I don't know if it's worth it, but this is going to be worth it, whatever it is. I got to have that. And I'm interested in getting the green Psycho Ranger as well. So yeah, I love talking about the toys and the stuff. Like, oh yeah, and then I'm getting one of these for sure, the Morpher. I love talking about the Lightning Collection collectibles. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section, which one of those are you most excited for? And which ones are you guys going to pick up? I would love to hear your thoughts. And let me know what you guys have. Like, do you have anything? What are your Power Rangers collectibles? I would love to. I know you can't really post pictures in the comment section, but tweet at me. Tweet at me at Jacob Barley 824 and show me some of your collectibles. That would be awesome. And real quick, like I said, this is just a news show today, really. Not much to talk about, but I think the Michael Lombardo stuff really sparked a cool conversation on the possibility for TV, which I'm leaning towards wanting more TV stuff, but actual like high quality production stuff and original footage and all that stuff for something Mighty Morphin. I would love to see that. But yeah, so we're just talking this, but also real quick, something going on in the Power Rangers world is that the next season is going to be called Power Rangers Dino Fury. Now they're going back to the dinosaurs because the original Mighty Morphin was dinosaur themed. Then they did the other Dino series. They did a couple Dino ones since. And now they're going back to dinosaurs with Dino Fury. And there's actually a synopsis. This is from the Power Rangers Twitter account. So when an army of powerful alien beings is unleashed on Earth, threatening life as we know it, a brand new team of Power Rangers filled by the prehistoric power of the dinosaurs are recruited to deal with the threat. So, and this is going to be based on the, I do not know how to pronounce this, but the Kishiru Sentai Ryo Soldier. That's what it's going to be based on. And look, I don't know anything about this. Look, not that I don't want to, I'm not knowledgeable on the Super Sentai series at all. Like, I don't know anything about that stuff. I want to know about it. I'll probably get into it eventually. So I don't know. I have no comments on whether this is a cool idea for adapting this version of the Super Sentai. But I'm just the cool thing to talk about is this synopsis and the name of the show. Oh, so I wanted to show this actually. Here's the logo. I don't know if I love it. Actually is pretty cool. It's pretty cool for a Power Rangers logo, to be honest. I don't mind that. And you got like the color in here, and that dinosaur looks pretty cool, little Transformers-y, but we'll see. That looks pretty cool. So I wonder how, because I just started watching, I believe, Dino Charge, or the one where Tommy's the Black Ranger and the Professor. I just started watching that, so I wonder how, if the Dino-related series tie into Mighty Morphin at all, or if they're very similar Zord-wise, things like that. I don't really know, so that's the one that I'm on next. But I'm okay with this. I do think that, I don't know how many times they're going to go back to the dinosaurs, but I guess that is what Power Rangers is based on, so that's totally fine. But I like the synopsis. When an army of powerful alien beings is unleashed on Earth, threatening life as we know it, a brand new team of Power Rangers filled by the prehistoric power of the dinosaurs are recruited to deal with the threat. That honestly could almost be the same synopsis for Mighty Morphin, to be honest. I mean, Rita came out of that trash thing that she was let out of and then started unleashing her army on Earth, and these Power Rangers had to come together. This is the synopsis for most seasons, if you think about it. Like Turbo, aliens, powerful army of aliens. Zeo, powerful army of aliens. So basically the same thing, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, it's always a powerful army of aliens. So it's the same synopsis But it's cool. I'm excited, and I'm actually excited more for this than I was for Beast Morphers. Leading up to Beast Morphers, I didn't love the look of the power of the suits, and I didn't love. And I've been watching the show, and I do like the three main actors a lot, actually. And I think I really love what's his name, the robot ranger, the Power Ranger that's a robot. But the show's not good, to be honest with you, in my opinion. But I like the idea of this. I think it looks cool. It sounds cool. I'm for it. What do you guys think? I want to know in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's going to do it for this episode of Off the Grid. Not much to talk about. But look, I'm committed to doing this every week. And I want to create an environment, community, for where people can go and talk Power Ranger stuff. I'm doing this now, very small, but I got to build into it and create this, weekly community where people can just come here and talk Power Rangers. And I think once we get more content in the future, this show is going to be a lot more fun to be able to talk about that content. But for now, we're talking news, we're talking comics, we're talking toys, anything that comes out related to this. And hopefully we'll have some movie or some live action or animated television show news coming up as well. So we'll see where that ends up going. But yeah, like I said, that's going to do it for this week for Off the Grid. I am your host, Jacob Bartley. And like I said, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of anything that we talked about today. And also, subscribe to Bartley and Barnes. This is the YouTube channel that you're watching this on right now. Myself, Jacob Bartley, and Keith Barnes, we talk movies, we talk sports, we talk television, we talk a whole bunch of stuff. So subscribe here if you like Power Rangers or any geeky, nerdy sports stuff as well. We would love to have you guys join our little community here. And yes, thank you for listening. We will see you all next week. Until then, may the power protect you.